The pharaohs of ancient Egypt are among the most powerful and enigmatic rulers in world history. However, few are as shrouded in mystery and controversy as Akhenaten, also known as Amenhotep IV. During his reign in the 14th century BC, he introduced radical changes to Egyptian religion, society, and art, leaving behind a legacy that has puzzled historians and archaeologists for centuries. In today's video, we will delve into the fascinating life and times of Akhenaten, exploring the achievements and failures of his reign and uncovering the secrets surrounding his untimely death and mysterious disappearance from history. We will also discuss how his influence continues to be felt today and why his story continues to captivate us thousands of years later. So join us as we embark on a journey back in time to uncover the truth behind the enigmatic figure of Akhenaten, the pharaoh who defied the gods. Akhenaten's story is a tale of ambition, religious fervor, and political intrigue. Born into the royal family as Amenhotep IV, he ascended to the throne at a young age and immediately set about making his mark on the kingdom. One of his first acts was to change his name, which means Amen is pleased with me, to Akhenaten, which means effective is Aten. This was a subtle but significant shift in religious allegiance as he began to favor the Aten, the sun disk, over the traditional Egyptian gods such as Amen, Ra, and Ta. However, this was just the beginning of his radical reforms. Akhenaten went on to close the temples of Amen, confiscate the priests' wealth, and establish a new capital city called Akhetaten. In doing so, he challenged the religious and political establishment and enraged many of his subjects. But despite the opposition, Akhenaten remained steadfast in his beliefs and continued to promote the worship of the Aten throughout his empire. One of the key features of Akhenaten's reign was his patronage of the arts. He commissioned numerous works of art depicting himself, his wife, and his family in a style that was unprecedented in Egyptian history. These works often featured elongated figures with exaggerated feminine features, which have led some scholars to speculate that Akhenaten may have suffered from a medical condition called Marfan syndrome. Another notable aspect of Akhenaten's reign was his relationship with his wife, Queen Nefertiti. The couple had several children together and were often depicted in artwork engaged in family activities such as dining or playing with their children. However, as Akhenaten's reign continued, the queen's role in public life became increasingly diminished and she eventually disappeared from official records altogether. The circumstances surrounding her disappearance are still unknown, but it has led to much speculation among historians and archaeologists. Some believe that she was executed, while others believe that she simply fell out of favor with her husband. But perhaps the most enduring legacy of Akhenaten's reign is his introduction of monotheism to ancient Egypt. While the Egyptians had previously worshipped a pantheon of gods, Akhenaten declared that the Aten was the only deity worthy of worship. This was a radical departure from tradition, and it is possible that Akhenaten was influenced by the monotheistic religions that were emerging in the Middle East at the time, such as Judaism. However, the evidence is far from conclusive, and the true origins of Akhenaten's religious beliefs remain a mystery. Despite his many accomplishments and innovations, Akhenaten's reign was not without its challenges. Towards the end of his rule, he faced a number of threats from neighboring kingdoms, and his own people grew tired of his religious reforms and his eccentric behavior. Eventually, Akhenaten was overthrown, and his successor, Smenkhare, reverted Egypt back to its traditional polytheistic religion. What makes Akhenaten's story even more puzzling is the mystery surrounding his death. The exact cause and circumstances of his death are unknown, and there are many theories to explain how he died. Some believe that he was assassinated, while others believe that he died of natural causes. The mystery is further compounded by the fact that his tomb has never been discovered, and his remains may have been lost forever. If you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to hit that like button to stay up to date with all our latest content. Akhenaten's reign was a period of great upheaval and change in ancient Egypt. He introduced radical reforms to religion, art, and society that left a lasting impact on the kingdom. While his methods were often controversial and his behavior was sometimes erratic, there's no denying that Akhenaten was a truly unique and enigmatic ruler. His decision to abandon the traditional Egyptian gods and introduce monotheism was a radical departure from the status quo, and it is possible that his ideas would have changed the course of religious history if he had lived longer and his reforms had been more successful. Unfortunately, Akhenaten's reign was cut short and his legacy was tarnished by the hostility of his successors who sought to erase his memory from history. Despite the efforts of his enemies, Akhenaten's story has survived through the ages and continues to fascinate us today. His achievements and failures, his art and architecture, his religious beliefs, and his mysterious death all contribute to the enigma that surrounds this ancient pharaoh. There are ongoing debates among historians and archaeologists about the true nature of Akhenaten's reign and the impact he had on Egyptian society. Some argue that he was a visionary leader who introduced progressive ideas that were ahead of their time. Others see him as a tyrant who disregarded the traditions and values of his people. Ultimately, it's up to each individual to decide how they view Akhenaten's legacy. But there is no denying that he was a truly fascinating and complex figure who deserves our attention and admiration. The mystery surrounding Akhenaten's death is one of the most intriguing aspects of his story. There are many theories about how he died, but none of them are based on hard evidence. Some believe that he was murdered by his advisors or members of his own family, while others believe that he was the victim of a foreign conspiracy. It's also possible that Akhenaten's death was the result of natural causes, such as a disease or accident. However, given the turbulent times in which he lived, it seems unlikely that his death was anything other than violent and untimely. Akhenaten's untimely death and the subsequent loss of his tomb have contributed to the sense of mystery that surrounds his legacy. Without a physical burial site, it's difficult to learn more about the rituals and beliefs surrounding his death, and the lack of clarity has allowed speculation and myth to take hold. The true cause of Akhenaten's death may never be known, but that hasn't stopped historians and archaeologists from trying to piece together the puzzle. Through careful examination of historical records and archaeological evidence, they hope to shed light on this final mystery of the enigmatic pharaoh's life. Egyptian civilization, including the reign of Akhenaten, offers a window into a world that existed thousands of years ago. By studying the history, art, and culture of ancient Egypt, we can learn about the lives of the people who lived there, including the pharaohs, their families, and their subjects. We can also learn about the political and social structures of ancient Egyptian society, as well as the religious beliefs and practices that shaped the lives of ordinary people. Additionally, the study of ancient Egypt can teach us about the development of human civilization and the factors that contribute to the rise and fall of empires. By understanding the history of ancient Egypt, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the complexities of human society and the forces that have shaped our world today. Akhenaten is one of the most controversial and enigmatic figures in ancient Egyptian history. His religious reforms, artistic innovations, and unconventional lifestyle have captivated the imaginations of historians and archaeologists for centuries. While there's still much that we don't know about this fascinating pharaoh, ongoing research and discoveries are helping us to piece together the puzzle of his life and legacy. So what do you think? Is Akhenaten a misunderstood genius or a power-hungry tyrant? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to stay up to date with all our latest content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.